What's up, everybody? It's me, LC. Welcome to Motivation Monday. Little late, but here we are anyway. So, what's up? Good morning, Bonnie. It's so good to see you. If you could give us a share out, yeah, give us a share out. Let's build our room up a little bit. We're going to talk about resistance today and what that means and why in the world we do it to ourselves. Why we dream about things, work towards things, and yet we resist them and we resist the steps towards them. And, we all tend to do that, especially in recovery. This is just something we find natural at this point to do, and what we can do to overcome that and why it's so important to overcome that. And so let's build our room up a little bit. Please, again, give us a share out. Start a watch party in your groups or whatever you feel led to do. I appreciate all of you, honestly, and all the support and encouragement that you give me, Hope and Recovery Network, LC Recovery Motivation, Recovery Soul Food Podcast, and the YouTube channel, and the Patreon page. And we're getting ready to combine all of our, that could have been bad, all of our information and all of our products and services and all of that stuff we're fixing to move into one beautiful, amazing place called Convene Communities. If you didn't see the link that I put up, then I ask you to go and check it out. It's COVENE communities.com. I'm going to tell you, it's a place for learning, for growing. It's a place for creators. It's just an amazing, amazing platform. And, whatever you want to see, wherever it's placed, you'll be able to watch it in one place. So I'm working on getting that part built. But in the meantime, there's so much over there to learn already. So many, different, it's a community. Everybody moving to share knowledge and experience and in many different areas and subjects. So, go over there while it's growing now, and because you're going to be happy that you did. So that's our announcements, I guess, for the week. Coming up this Saturday is going to be Soul Food Saturday with Bradley and Jen. And so that's at 8 p.m. Eastern time right here on LC Recovery Motivation and the Recovery Soul Food YouTube channel. And so that's going to be Saturday night. I don't remember what our topic was going to be. That's awful to say, isn't it? But what's up, Patty? I love you. But whatever it's going to be, it's diverse information, diverse people sharing from their heart, their soul, divinely led. It's a beautiful, beautiful community experience. I love those girls. Y'all know Bradley Bagwell from the Recovery Crawl. You're getting to know Jen, the wisdom seeker, I call her. And me, LC. You pretty much know me. I'm all out there. This is who I am. So join us Saturday night right here on LC Recovery Motivation. And I think that's it for announcements. So without further ado, let's hit that opening and get started with our message. Too many things to do, right? Don't know why we can't hear that. That's why. Man, I love that. I just love doing things, man, that are inspired and feel good. Like I want to spend my life giving my time to things that feel good. I used to do that in active addiction. I would give all my time, my money, my morals, my values, my soul, my possessions, everything to something that temporarily felt good. But what I'm talking about now, like living in creation, living in inspiration, living your dream life. What I'm talking about now, this stuff lasts a lifetime. I don't have to worry about ever running out, for this cup just constantly runs over with abundance. And, the only thing I ever want to share with all of you is the some ways to get there for yourself, man. Because if I can do this, let me tell you, there's no one out there. And I know you're thinking, oh, but you don't know my life. Don't fight for your limitations, man. Step off of that old limited belief system and take it from somebody like me that thought that I was the worst. I used to say those same things. Yeah, but you don't know what happened to me. But you don't know. But the thing about it is, it doesn't matter what someone else knows or believes. It's what you know and believe about yourself. And yeah, you have gone through some shit, man. You have gone through some things that absolutely give you every right and reason to live your life under those limiting beliefs. But let me tell you, you were made for more. You were made for more. And all that you have overcome by going through those things, that's your power, man. It's not in the living in the limited, not in the living in that prison. It's about breaking free and saying, yeah, this is who I am. This is what I've come from. This is what I've come through. And look at me now. That means you can do it too. And so that is the message, man. That is what all of this can be about. So don't spend any more time fighting for your limitations, because that's what you're doing when we resist the what we've asked for. We resist the success that we've asked for when it presents itself to us in a chance to take inspired action, and we talk ourselves out of it. We tell ourselves, man, nah, I just can't do that. That's not me. Or I've always been too afraid of that. Public speaking, are you kidding me? I changed my major in college several times to try to avoid speech class. If I was late to a class, I wouldn't go because I did not ever want any attention on me. I did not want to run the risk of someone seeing my secret, that I was not on the inside who I was presenting to be on the outside. And I hated who I was on the outside. I hated everything about me. And because I had come from a past of being bullied and abused, I was always thinking that everyone was laughing at me or going to laugh at me. So let me tell you, when the inspired action to begin to step out in front and share my story of my shameful addiction and share my story of my gender transition and my new rebirth, when that came to me and was presented to me, let me tell you how many times I resisted doing that. I resisted it. And I don't even know at this point, I don't even know who that was resisting that. I don't connect so deeply with that person anymore, because every time you're presented with that step to take and you take it, you can trust that it is moving towards what you are designed for, what your mission is. And it's going to be so much better than you can actually even imagine. So be careful about fighting for those limitations. Be careful for your yeah buts. Be careful for your, well, I wish I would have. Be careful being comfortable living in regret, because living in regret is safe. It's going to hurt every time you think about it. Every time. And you can set your watch by it. You can find security in your life by knowing that if you don't try nothing new, then you don't have to be hurt if it fails. Well, let me tell you this about failure. It is the quickest shortcut to success when you take your failures and you study them and you come back at it again. It's not failure where it's bad. It's failure in building strategy. In fact, you gotta have failure to build a foolproof strategy. And you know what? Even if you think you've built the most foolproof strategy on the planet, something will still come in to teach you how to even be better. We're meant to constantly grow. We talk about this all the time. Excuse me, guys. And therefore, we have to be aware. There are some little exercises that you can do within yourself, just on a daily basis, not stuff that takes 30 minutes or an hour to do, but just little things that you can, begin to incorporate into your mindset for the day. Ask yourself how you line up, learn what it feels like to be aligned with your thoughts, your words, your feelings, your emotions. When you're having those moments where you are in that flow state, where you are doing something, that takes all of your focus, or you're in a moment that feels really, really great, where everything's firing off at one moment. Take that moment and that little bit of time to be here now, like get yourself present and bask in that. Bask in that moment so that you learn to recognize what it feels to be in alignment. We know what it feels like to be out of alignment with ourselves and everything. We know it feels, uncomfortable. It feels, discontent. You feel agitated, aggravated, anxious, all those things. That's you out of alignment with you. And so we have to learn how to recognize more and more when we are in alignment with us and what it feels like, because you can reproduce that feeling on purpose. You can learn to align yourself on purpose. And it comes in first, awareness. That's our rule for everything. You must become aware. I even think if you're in a 12-step program, is that not like step one? Basically, is becoming aware that here is this thing, here's this issue. You can't fix it walking around in the dark, just shooting at this and that and the other and hoping something sticks. Learn to be focused in. You already have the focus. You remember when you were in active addiction, if you're there now watching this, because recovery starts before abstinence, okay? Your mind starts getting there to try it before you ever do. You don't just wake up one day and say, that's it, I'm done today. Some people may think they do, but it's been building up if you go back and look. So in that active addiction, your focus is strict. You wake up, you feel your body, you get present. You get your strategy going. All right, how am I going to get what I need? And then your complete focus goes on that, and you achieve it every time. Name me one time you gave up and you didn't achieve your goal. Didn't happen. You got what you needed by any means necessary. So you already have these skills in your life, in your action steps. You got these skills in your arsenal. Now you just got to pull them out and learn how to use them differently. And you've got to get something, it's that connecting with your, divine vision. It's that connecting with your higher self, your divinity, that allows you to start getting that laser focused. When you're in alignment and in flow, there's no better place on earth, no better feeling place on earth than to be in that, creating whatever it is you're called to create. If you love to cook, then you know what it feels like to make this dish for your people and make it just be perfect and be so proud of it. You know what that is. That's flow. So many people get into recovery, especially from opioid recovery, and they really get into coloring. I don't know why, but I believe it has something to do with focus and flow. And if you can see that flow is so closely related to that feeling that you felt almost on the opiates, you know what I mean? That opiate produced feeling. And I can speak for others, but I think that this really, really Because I really took my toll. I've had a nice little addiction to most every substance out there to date, because I was running so hard from me. So it didn't matter to me. But, opiates was my biggest downfall. And so I can say that that was one of the reasons, because it almost helped me feel like I had made some kind of deeper connection, or it was just this complete numbing. And that was the big thing for me. And now I notice that when I get into an inspired flow state of moving towards better things in life, where I know that I'm growing, there is no more awesome place to be. I'm serious. And so if you feel like you're in a place right now where you don't understand that, I don't get that. Oh gosh, Nikki, I'm going to read that message in 1 second. We're going to talk about that. Where you think you don't know what that means or what that feels like. You really do. You just have to start examining it in your personal details. What you seek, you will find. So if you are looking for certain things, like we know, if you're looking for negative, you will find it. If you're looking for ways to be anxious, you will find them. If you're looking for ways to be grateful, you will find them. If you are looking for ways to grow and be a better version of you, you will find them. And if you're looking for those invisible blocks that keep blocking you from taking that next step or moving in that next direction, well, then you're going to find those too. And remember, healing begins with awareness, and then gratitude, and then attitude, and then so on and so forth. I'm actually in the process, almost finished right now, of writing my first book. It's going to be an ebook, and I'm going to make it available to everybody. And it's called The Power of Attitude. And so, yeah, that's almost done. These are things that I resisted for many years. And these were things that I never thought would be available for me, because I bought into that old belief that I was just a junkie. And that was all I was ever going to be good at, because I was really good at it. And so your past leaves clues that, it really leaves clues to those belief systems. And it really leaves clues to you have a higher mission. Because somehow, some way, even amidst all of that, I felt like there was something more that I was supposed to do. And the more I resisted it, the more disconnected that I got, and the deeper my addiction went. The more I tried those suicide attempts, the more dangerous situations I put myself in. So Nikki writes to us, and I hope this is for me to read out loud. Good morning, Elsie and friends. My daughter tried to take her own life. Wow. My daughter tried to take her own life Tuesday morning. She's 16 years old. My father blames me. She's at an inpatient treatment center for a while. Good. She came to me for help. Amazing. I'm proud of her. She is so strong and so brave. I'm extremely grateful to be clean and sober so I can be there for her through this time. How amazing. In the midst of hard circumstances, really hard circumstances, Nikki is a beautiful example of being able to find the gift, the message in the mess, and the gratitude for all of that. And I think that that's beautiful. And, we should send all of our energy and healing energy and love towards Nikki and her family and her daughter, and all of you that are going through things out there, because you know what? This is life, and life's not going to stop coming. But if you will put yourself in the place to receive what is trying to be learned from there and brought about because of, then you will be able to always receive the blessings from it. Because the alternative is that you sit there in blame, in shame, because Nikki could give herself over to those feelings of blame. She could go down the rabbit hole of thought and find all the ways that her dad is right. But her choice is to refocus and understand that these are his feelings, his opinions from his place of knowledge. He has not lived Nikki's life. He has not lived. Each one of us are having our own experience. And in that own experience, even if we're watching the same movie, we will come out with different results. We will come out with different perspectives. And so we have to understand that even though other people's stuff may be directed at us, it does not have to be a part of our experience. We have to catch it and bring it in to make it part of our experience. So we get to choose. That's the power of choice today. That's the beauty of recovery today, is that I have the power to choose. You have the power to choose what it is that you allow into your experience. And this whole situation is now presenting opportunities for Nikki to grow in so many different ways, to acknowledge many different aspects of that and let many different aspects of that grow her. In that one thing we were just talking about with where dad blames me, she gets to rise up and overcome that old pattern that would gather that and hold it. And she gets to now show herself the tools that she's been collecting from different resources in her, recovery life and life in general. So there's, two amazing things that she's getting to overcome right there, to make new beliefs that I am so grateful to get to be a mom to my child right now in her deepest need. That I have become a person that she can come to with, and feel stable and comfortable to come to now with her issue. That together we will heal through this together. That there probably are some things in there that when I didn't know, I did certain things. I know in my son's life, I see them. But I make the choice of whether to beat myself with these things and lay under them as a victim, or do I rise up and learn from them and not repeat the same mistakes. So we have to understand that we have a choice every situation in our life, and that's tragic, y'all. That's not easy. She didn't just write us and say, I burnt the meatloaf last night and my dad blames me. No, this is big. This is big. So when you begin to think about, but scratch that and realize that we're all going through things in our lives. There is no one person on this earth that is immune to the hardships of life. What we all have is the freedom to choose how we will go through it, that we will grow through it, and what we will do with the amazing experience and information that comes on the other side. How will we pay that forward? Life is happening for and through us, not to us. And it takes some time to retrain and create new belief systems. So wherever you are today is all right. It's okay. Don't beat yourself, to make yourself think you need to be somewhere else. Just keep doing the work and you will get wherever it is you're hoping to go. You will. It's inevitable. The only way you don't get there is if you don't go. If you don't take the steps and you don't let the old beliefs die, and you don't put something in its place, then you can guarantee that where you are today is as good as it'll get. and may roll downhill. That's what you can guarantee. So make the commitment to yourself that you're going to take that inspired action. Remember, your higher power is not going to put more on you than you can handle. And that doesn't just mean bad things. It means even success-oriented steps. He's not going to fling the door wide open and push you out there and say, now survive in all this goodness. It's why we move in stages. It's why, there are different levels, and the door opens and the door gets smaller because you can't bring all that old crap with you as you're leveling up. But each level has lessons in it for the next. So you can trust that whatever you're being inspired to do, if you go through it, is going to work out for your good, even if immediately it doesn't feel so much like it. You got to learn to trust. And what other choice do we have, right? What's the worst that can happen if you trust? You just might become so connected to your divinity that you experience your heaven here on earth. Because that's what I believe it's meant for. We don't have to wait until our last moments. We can experience it now. So don't count yourself out for whatever reason. You're not too scared. You're not so different. And we're all going through things. So find comfort in that you're not alone today. You're not alone in what you're going through. And there are resources available to you for so many different things. This pandemic has brought so many beautiful and amazing things. Like I said on WUNC Public Radio the other day, I am so proud of this recovery community, this online Facebook and Instagram and YouTube recovery community. Man, let me tell you, we stepped up. We've all rallied together. There has been so much beauty and amazing content and resources created during this that I have never been more proud to stand here and say that I am an online recovery advocate and content creator in my life. You all are amazing. To all of my fellow livers and video makers and content creators, bravo. To all of everyone who has gotten on and just produced and created meetings, all hours of the day, there's meetings for things. All our coaches, our authors, our artists, our podcasters, everyone has just come through and created so many beautiful resources. And I want to tell you, it just swells my heart to where I believe it would just bust, because I am so grateful to be a part of this. And all of you that show up and partake in these things, you just don't know how you're blessing us. You don't know how you are encouraging me and the rest of us too. So to all of you, my sincerest thanks and gratitude. I pray for you all every morning. I ask every day to be guided to give a message that you need to hear. Not that I just want to give, but that you need to hear. It's why I don't prepare for days and days and days before meetings. I'll jot some things down during that prayer time, and that's that. That's why maybe it's not as sharp and put together, but it's inspired. It truly is. And so I hope that today has followed suit, that this message has touched you in many ways. I want you to take what is for you, what resonates with you, leave the rest, but pass it on, because it might be for somebody else. So pass our message on, share it through. If you know somebody specifically that may need this information in their lives, then send it over to them in a private message. I adore all of you and pray for the best to be happening within you and that you get so in touch and connected with you and your God source that lives in you, that you just live the happiest, most amazing life possible for yourself. You are beautiful. You are warriors, and you are so worth it. So don't count yourself out. Take those steps today and know that Hope and Recovery Network loves you. Recovery Soul Food loves you. LC loves you. And LC Recovery Motivation loves you. And we're here for you. I love you guys. I will see you for Winning Wednesday, 7:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you. Have an amazing, amazing day.